My channel hit 5 figures in monthly profit after I stopped chasing trends and switched to this specific automation framework. Most creators assume scaling requires a massive budget, but the real secret lies in a single, repeatable production loop that costs less than $50 to launch. Today, I am pulling back the curtain on the exact system that turned my faceless channel into a revenue generating asset that works while I sleep. Coffee, and let us get to it. Starting a channel without showing your face has become the gold standard for digital entrepreneurs. Think about the massive growth of channels like Magnates Media or The Infographics Show. None of these creators spend their days staring into a lens. They spend their days building assets. First, we have to address the elephant in the room. This is not about getting lucky. It is about treating your channel like a media company, not a hobby. To succeed, you need to understand the tripod of success: niche selection, systemization, and high retention storytelling. Let us start with the easiest win. Most people try to tackle too many topics. They want to do gaming, finance, and fitness all at once. That is a recipe for failure. You need to pick a niche where the advertisement rates, known as CPM, are high. Finance, technology, and health are the perennial winners here. My friend Marcus started a faceless channel in the personal finance space in March 12th, 2022. He did not guess his niche. He used the Google Trends tool to identify a spike in interest for side hustles and passive income. He focused entirely on reviewing low-cost software for small businesses. Within 6 months, he was pulling in $3,000 a month just from affiliate links. That is the easy win. It is actionable because you do not need to reinvent the wheel. Just find a market that is already spending money and provide high-quality information that saves them time. Now, here is where it gets interesting and slightly more complex. This is the level up phase. Once you have your niche, you have to build a production system. Many creators fall into the trap of doing everything themselves, which leads to immediate burnout. You are the architect, not the bricklayer. You need to outsource the most time-consuming parts: script writing, voiceover, and video editing. Platforms like Upwork or Fiverr are fine to start, but to scale, you need to build a consistent team of freelancers who understand your brand voice. A report from the Content Marketing Institute in 2023 showed that creators who systemize their workflow via clear SOP documentation increase their content output by over 200%. If you do not have a standard operating procedure for your scripts, your editor will never know what you want. You should be able to hand off a rough outline and get back a script that is ready for recording. If you are finding this helpful so far, hit subscribe and stick around because the best part is coming up next. I am going to reveal the exact method that separates the full-time creators from the ones who quit after 3 videos. Okay, so that works great. But what if I told you there is something even better? This is the payoff. This is the strategy that nobody talks about because it requires a shift in how you view the algorithm. The secret is the AI and human hybrid model. Too many people think they can just throw a bunch of AI-generated content onto a channel and expect millions of views. It does not work. The audience is getting smarter, and they can smell low-effort content from a mile away. Instead, use artificial intelligence to speed up your research, but use a human to infuse the narrative with personality. You need to write your hooks with human emotion, and then use tools like 11 Labs to handle the heavy lifting of narration. Here is a real example from a partner of mine who runs a channel on historical mysteries. He went from 500 views per video to over 200,000 by simply changing his editing style. He stopped using basic stock footage and started using dynamic motion graphics that follow the flow of the voiceover. He spent less time on raw footage and more time on high-end visual pacing. That shift alone increased his average view duration from 2 minutes to 6 minutes. When YouTube sees that kind of retention, they push your video to everyone. It is the multiplier effect. You are not just making a video. You are creating a viewing experience that holds the audience captive. Let that sink in for a second. Once you see your channel as a series of retention-focused experiences rather than a series of videos, your growth becomes inevitable. You stop chasing the algorithm and start serving the viewer. And that is exactly why this model wins every single time. So, there you go. 3 real ways to start and scale a faceless YouTube channel. You start by picking a high-value niche, you build a system to outsource the labor, and then you use the human hybrid model to dominate your space with high-retention storytelling. That third step is the game changer. Most people spend all their time worrying about the camera or the lighting when the real battle is happening in the edit, in the script, and in the pacing of your narrative. If you start focusing on your viewers' retention rather than just hitting your upload schedule, you will see your numbers climb in ways you never thought possible. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I have a new project coming out next week that goes deep into the specific tools I use for building automated workflows, so you do not want to miss that. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Now, go out there and start building your asset. Every great channel started with that first uncertain upload, but with a system like this, your second 100 videos are going to look a whole lot different than your first. Stay consistent, keep testing, and I will see you in the next one. Remember, the barrier to entry isn't technical skill, it's persistence in the face of initial silence. Most people fail because they stop at the beginning. Don't be that person. Build it, test it, refine it, and then scale it until it's your biggest business asset. It is all there waiting for you. See you next time.